Greetings. We the members of Group 13 in collaboration with TIFR, present to you Aatmanirbhar Sanchar, self-sufficient communications. Our project aims towards creating a private, secure, anonymous messaging application by eliminating any dependency on external third-party services. From the early stages of our engineering career, it was clear as a day that we wanted to create our own feature-rich, independent communication service. We all have, at least once in our lifetime, come across an intrusive ad about a product or service which we were just discussing with our friends or relatives on a secure messaging application. As they say, data is the new oil. These so-called secure messaging services create a false sense of security and find creative backdoors to access users' data which is then sold. To fix this leaky faucet we developed Aatmanirbhar Sanchar. Each and every piece of data transfer is end-to-end encrypted. This means that only the client's machine has the secret key at any given point in time. Secondly, under the notion of Make in India, every piece of our application is hosted on our very own secure VSIT servers. We have taken the necessary precautions to ensure security for our users' data even if an intruder gets access to the server. Now, to ensure utmost privacy, we have given the user the ability to stay anonymous, yet still, be able to communicate freely with his peers. Finally, we encourage the use of our platform as a quick and secure throwaway chat service, with the main purpose being the ability to communicate vital information without leaving any trace. We achieve all these mentioned features without using any third-party APIs or platforms. Now you may ask, why encryption? Let me first explain what does it mean to be encrypted. Encryption is nothing but converting a human-readable language into gibberish called the ciphertext. This ciphertext can only be decoded and read using a certain key and password. In this example, we convert the message "this is really fun" to a whole bunch of letters and numbers which is incomprehensible. Now, let's take the classic example of Alice and Bob. Let's say Alice and Bob are two Ukraine military personnel who want to communicate with each other to come up with a strategy. For this, they may send each other emails or text each other using messaging apps. This works. But there is no way of knowing who else might be listening in. For instance, let's consider a third person, Eve, a Russian spy, who might be intercepting these communications. This is called a man-in-the-middle attack and allows Eve to read anything transmitted, leaving Alice and Bob with no privacy and no knowledge that they are overheard. This is where encryption comes in. If the spy can't make sense of the data she is reading, it becomes useless to her. If Alice encodes the data, represented by this lock, and now only sends this encrypted message to Bob, which will then be decoded using a previously decided key. Now, let me walk you through the working demonstration of our Aatmanirbhar Sanchar web application. This is the landing page of our web service. Here the user can enter a username and a pre-decided room key. He may also use the randomize button to ensure utmost privacy. If the user wishes to use a weak key, he may do so by clicking on the Yes button in the warning pop-up. Once joined, the user is given the option to copy the room key to his clipboard, which he can then share with the intended group of users using any of the existing mediums. Once users join, a greeting message will be displayed in the chat box, and the number of active users will be updated in the top right corner. Now, a user may use our chat room as a lighthearted getaway from the rut of daily life. Or, professors and government officials may use our platform to transfer important documents and images. We support the transfer of any type of data file up to a server-restricted limit of 100 megabytes. Once uploaded, the message or the file in question is broadcasted to all the connected users, and once the received files pass the authentication test, it will be shown to the recipients. Here, one may directly click on the preview to view the media natively in the browser. They are also given the option to download the same. Once a user leaves the chat room, the chat history is lost forever and is never stored on the server. One can confirm it by joining the same room again. Now, let me show what Eve, an intruder, will see if she manages to intercept and edit the transmitted data. As you can see here, I have intercepted the outgoing message and stopped it from being transmitted. It is clear that one cannot make sense of this data without the room key, hence, preventing the man-in-the-middle attack. Further, even if Eve now manages to edit the message, due to HMAC verification in place, all the users will be shown a decryption error message indicating tampering. Finally, let us demonstrate to you our second application, which we call Aatmanirbhar Sanchar. Imagine yourself as a radiation engineer, working in a remote location, collecting vital radiation data using a sensor connected to your Android device. Now, you would like to send all the collected data back to the company you are working for. Here is where Aatmanirbhar Sanchar comes in. Our app continuously monitors a selected directory, and once new files are added, they are added to a queue to be automatically uploaded to the selected server, in turn reducing the manual hassle of the user. On the first launch of the application, the user will be prompted to accept all the permissions required by the application. Once accepted, one can now access all the features we have to offer. As the name states, single file upload can be used in a situation where the user wants to send a single file to the server. We have also provided an info button on all pages to explain the current page's functionality. As you can see, the server has received the file on the right, and the user can check the progress bar in his notification menu. Back at the home page, the user may also change the active server at any given point in time by selecting it in the drop-down menu. Finally, the main attraction of our application, as explained before, is the GitHub-like auto-synchronization. In this section, you first select a directory to be continuously watched. Next, you select a backup directory where the files will be moved to once they have been successfully uploaded to the server. After clicking the Start Sync button, you may close the app, and it is now successfully running in the background. Now, whenever new files are added to the folder, they are instantly uploaded to the selected server, and a copy of this file is stored in the mentioned backup folder. You can also visit our online hosted map-based file tracking software. Here, you can precisely track the locations from where the Sanchar files were uploaded from, and also seamlessly look up the file name and other upload details of the file. We have also given the functionality to filter the files based on start date, end date, file name, and upload location. To conclude, secure and private communication is a serious issue in today's world. One is not able to communicate with their loved ones without being spied upon by the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world. Hence, we are very excited to present to the world Aatmanirbhar Sanchar, an ephemeral, anonymous, secure chat application using our own private servers without any external eyes watching over. Further, in the future, we plan to add group voice call capabilities along with screen sharing attributes. Our distant goal would be to implement our application with a blockchain backbone. Thank you.